Newsflash for the people of Sichuan and Chongqing: the most authentic Mala hot pot is found in Taiwan. Not my personal opinion, by the way.
This red soup isn't on par with the other soup. You guys will see a better red broth in the next video. Here's that better red broth in the next video. Actually, there are two red broths. Both of them belong to a category of hot pot known as mala, meaning numb and spicy, the best of which are found in Chongqing and Sichuan. But wait a minute.
Newsflash for the people of Sichuan and Chongqing: the most authentic Mala hot pot is found in Taiwan. Not my personal opinion, by the way. I'm just relaying what some of the islanders argue. The thing is, since Taiwan province is the home to many Sichuan and Chongqing folks who moved there generations ago and who might have preserved the old ways, maybe they have a valid argument. I don't know. Unfortunately, I won't be the one to tell you who's right, who's wrong. But I can tell you that the two versions taste drastically different.
The Taiwanese soup base is the lighter colored half on the right here. Generally speaking, Taiwanese broth emphasizes a traditional Chinese medicine concept known as养生, meaning health preservation. Taiwanese broth tends to contain more medicinal herbs and are lighter in both spiciness and greasiness, lighter to the degree that it may be drunk. However, in the Chuanyu region, only the looniest of lunatics would dare drink the broth. Although I know some Chuanyu locals who use the broth as dipping sauce. Also, with a Taiwanese mala pot, you don't only drink soup, you also eat soup. Normally it comes loaded with duck blood and tofu, and better yet, it's all you can eat. But we couldn't capitalize on the free refill here because we have a bunch of foods on the table. These are 排骨酥, essentially deep fried pork ribs. You can eat them right away or briefly cook them in the pot first. In terms of their availability in hot pot shops, I've only seen them at Taiwanese restaurants. Meanwhile, establishments in the Chuanyu region just stick with fried strips of pork called su rou, a classic that they also have here. Next, the foods that you must cook in the pot.
I like these fancy balls and patés, but ordering them, especially ones made of seafood, at hot pot restaurants back in Sichuan and Chongqing will get you the look of disapproval from traditionalists. That's because there are not traditional offerings of mala hot pots over there. And that makes sense because Sichuan and Chongqing are inland areas and seafood being scarce in the past. Nowadays, these options are available because of changing market trends. But hardcore hot potters over there, stay away from them.
Ground meat items are commonplace in some other hot pot styles, like the Cantonese dabianlu in the last video, but not old school numb and spicy hot pots in Chongqing and Sichuan. Who would care about grinding meat when meat itself was a luxury? The humble roots of mala hot pot is unquestioned. Sichuan and Chongqing folks avidly quarrel over where hot pot was born, but everyone agrees that mala hot pot has a humble beginning as a way of eating favored by dock workers. Hot pots rose to popularity partly because it was relatively affordable. Offals threw away or sold cheaply by butchers, such as ox tripe and duck intestines, made up a significant portion of the ingredients, and these remain fan favorites today. Quite a few hot pot shops in Chongqing are named after these two offals.
Internal organs such as the duck intestine and ox tripe, as well as the aorta, which they don't have here, and along with other variety meats, are the distinguishing meats of the original mala hot pot from Sichuan and Chongqing. And that is one reason why the soup is very potent, because it has to be able to conceal the awfully odors of the offals.
You can see the Chuanyu pot on the left contains more chilies than the Taiwanese have. You can also see the color difference in these cognac jellies. The taste difference between the two soups is equally obvious. Actually, it isn't my intention to order both mala options. 酸菜白肉火锅, sour cabbage and pork hot pot is what I initially wanted. I thought this would be available based on what I saw online. The sour cabbage pot is the main reason I want to dine at this Taiwanese style chain. Well, and to try milk tea while eating hot pot. In Taiwan, this Northeast China inspired soup base is an extremely common partner for the mala broth. We had exactly such a dynamic duo a few years ago and it was a dynamo. Too bad the sour cabbage pot is no longer served here. We partially made up for this disappointment a few days later with another sour cabbage pot, albeit in a completely different manner. Come back for that in the next video. 再见!